friends, and welcome to a charity shop video where I'm going to be sharing with you all the top tips that I've learned for the past years and years that I've been charity shopping. It's coming up to Christmas. It's that season where people want to buy and gift and get so many presents, but it's basically a way that you can save some money, especially in this cost of living crisis, but also find some amazing pieces that you will not regret, because you never know what you're going to find in a charity shop. So I love thrifting. I do lots of thrift with me videos, and if you want to see this type of content, please do subscribe to the channel. I know you guys who have been on my channel for a number of years now would have seen lots of me, you know, going into the shops, actually thrifting through and looking at the things that are available in the charity shops on our UK high streets. I am in the Greater London area, so I've got lots of charity shops around me, so I'm super lucky. And basically you'll also know that I love to share with you my hauls afterwards as well. So I share with you everything that I buy that very moment. And my last charity shop video vlog that I would have done a couple of months ago with you guys was my biggest charity shop haul and purchase yet, so make sure and go and have a look at that. I'll make sure to link that down below as well. So today I wanted to share with you all the tips and the things that I have noticed in the past many years that I've been going. The first thing that I think that I need to do actually is break it down into the category that you're going to purchase. So for example, I love to shop for kids toys, kids clothes, so we can actually break those two up as well. I'll make sure to categorize this video, you know, add chapters so that it's super easy for you to go to that section that is going to be most valuable to you. So let's start off with kids clothes. Firstly, the things that I have noticed in the past years is that there are so many girls' clothes. So if you're having a girl, or you've got somebody that you want to basically buy a few things for, what I'd say is go to the charity shops and have a look for, like, you know, little girl dresses and, you know, skirts, shorts and tops and all those cute things. Yes, most of it is, like, you know, very girly, very pink, but they're absolutely gorgeous and you can't walk by them, especially when you've got someone to buy for. I've also noticed that actually the age range for the girls section specifically is usually around from, you know, newborns to probably like when they're 1 or 2 is probably the biggest range that you would find in the charity shops. There's always such a great selection of clothes, like kids, girls clothes specifically, in the shops, so it's definitely worth having a look at those. Obviously when they get to, like, the age gets a bit older, you do get lots of pieces as well, especially for girls, but I do find they're more occasional. So for example, you'd get those dressy dresses, so like for like a particular, you know, occasion, a party dress, or like I don't know, a wedding kind of outfit, you know, things that are super lovely and gorgeous, but basically you need somewhere to take them out for. When it comes to boys, I have a boy, so I've noticed that you can buy or find in the charity shops loads and loads of, you know, one pieces, especially when they're like 0 to 2 years old. You get those, you know, cute what they're called, overalls, and you get the tops and the jumpers. So they're definitely a lot more, you know, subtle colours. You get the whites and the browns and the dark blues, but on occasion you can really find some gems as well. So I'd say that's a great age range for that as well. So if you've got like a little toddler or a little boy to buy for, that's perfect. So the other thing I would say is it's very, very difficult to find any trousers. So if you are a parent looking for your kid, so for me, for example, I've got a 5-year-old, it's so hard to find him any like decent trousers that he can wear. And there's probably a practical reason for it. I figured out that it's because they wear it so much, they get it dirty, they get the knee pads really worn down. So I'm not surprised there's not much to hand down, because most of it gets ruined. So basically what I'm saying is that when the boy is a little bit older, I would say that you'd probably be more likely to find things like tops and jumpers rather than trousers. So that's tips right there for kids clothes specifically. Now let's move on to the kids toys. So I have been doing this for so long, and I've been buying kids toys loads. You can find tons of, you know, baby toys, especially things that are like rattles, bigger toys as well. Sometimes you can find really good musical toys too. What I would say is charity shops are a great way to test a toy out if you don't know whether your kid is going to like it or not. Kids tend to not care about the price tag, not care about newness. So essentially they don't care as long as the item hasn't been broken and, you know, it looks normal and is clean. Like usually I would clean it when I get home anyway, but essentially it's a great way to bring some freshness in, try something new out, and then it's okay if it does get moved along and it doesn't get played with much. However, sometimes you can find such great games or toys for kids that is absolutely amazing and something that stays and gets played with over and over. So one example would be, we've got the Connect 4 from the charity shop. We've got lots of board games from the charity shop as well. So like Hungry Hippos, or rather it was called like something dinos. So it was dinosaurs rather than hippos, but we still have that and still play it even though my kid is 5. So we've had it for years, and it's such a fantastic, you know, all-rounder games. You can find loads and loads of board games in the charity shops. You can also find lots of puzzles. So if you have a kid that enjoys a good puzzle, or if you're looking for like a whole family, you know, game, puzzles are a great way to do that, to like, you know, buy and encourage them to play together. It's such a lovely one. So that is definitely my recommendation. Thrifting for toys, I love it. So today what we're going to do is actually go into the charity shops, have a look. Even though it's a miserable day out there, I've got my hair back so that I don't get windswept. It's absolutely windy and rainy out there, but I do hope to go to the shops in a little bit and basically show you what I get. Especially as it's in the run up to Christmas, sometimes you can really find some good items. So people tend to declutter straight after Christmas, so January. So that's a really good time to go charity shopping, whether it's like the first couple of weeks of you know, January, or the end of January. I tend to do both. You can really find some gems there. So another tip would be actually plan ahead, and whereas Christmas is like here, I would start shopping like January the year before, or like rather January of the Christmas coming up. So you have to like think ahead and make sure that you grab the bits when they're there. You can also find some really good pieces for like, you know, Christmas jumpers, seasonal kids clothes straight after Christmas as well, where people are handing down their things, especially if, you know, they've outgrown them, and also because they're decluttering straight after Christmas, because there's just such a big influx of presents and gifts throughout most families during this time. So that was a whole section on kids and seasonal items, and what I wanted to move on to next is probably menswear. So I would say I love to go charity shopping for menswear, specifically designer products, because my husband goes into the London office and he usually likes to wear, you know, like the shirts and the jumpers with the logo on it, and I find that's a really great way, you know, to get that into his wardrobe without like breaking the bank, especially because nobody tends to care about, you know, what season they're out, because people, as far as I know, don't understand that in his office. What they do notice is the fact that there's a logo there, and they're like, oh, it is Ralph Lauren, that's very nice, you know. So basically I look out for designer product or really nice, you know, shirts and jumpers that he can wear at work. So that's a really good one for Christmas as well, especially if you're looking for the man in your life. Ladies wear is probably the biggest, hugest chunk in the charity shops, probably the one where they make their most money. I think it is because one of the lady assistants in the charity shops actually told me that that was the case. So essentially you can mark up that, you know, like one dress or one shirt like £6, whereas they got it for free. So they do make money from it, which is great because you're helping that charity doing the great work that they're doing. And by the way, great shout out to 2 charity shops, and I'm going to talk about the charity shops that you go into specifically later, but basically shout out to Sue Ryder and Richard's House, who I think are great value, lovely people in there, and definitely basically all their products. I've got so many of their items that they've had so far. So yeah, basically designer wear for women specifically is very hard to come by because it gets snapped up. It's so quick, it's like poof, gone, even though they do mark it up even higher than the usual price. So for example, I managed to find myself a jumpsuit that was Armani and I got it for £20, whereas if I just found a jumpsuit it would probably be under a tenner. So it's a great way to get some, you know, designer products into someone's wardrobe. So if you know somebody enjoys a particular design or something, then make sure to go into the charity shops and sift through that. But I also like to test out fashion and figure out what works for me and what doesn't without spending too much. So like a gift, Christmas gift for me, I would buy a couple of things and then be like, oh, okay, do I like it? Do I not? How's it going? Or if it's fast fashion, I know that I can wear it for a season and then not worry about actually the money that I spent on it because it wouldn't have been very much from the charity shops. That's another great way to basically gift someone something really lovely. You're looking for quality, and what I would say is if you are going and looking for a gift for someone, not only like it doesn't have to be designer, I would say you're looking for the material that it's made from. So I would stick to cotton and cashmere and make sure that it's like, you know, if you're looking for warmer wintry materials, then it'll be more like, you know, wool and the different types of wool, whether it's like alpaca and things like that. So essentially I would be looking for the quality of the product, and I'd very much highly recommend that you do the same. You look for items that will last, that are timeless, that are not going to be like, you know, fast fashion and you're just going to get rid of it the next time, even though there is a place and time for that. But it's more like, you know, when you're getting a gift, then you're more likely to look for a good quality thing, whereas you're looking for a gift for yourself, then I'd be looking for the fast fashion pieces that I want to test out and try out and see whether I want to invest in it in something similar, better quality later on. I could go on and on when it comes to ladies wear, women's wear, you know, especially the tops, the dresses, and I found some really lovely occasional, like an occasion dress that I want to wear this Christmas/New Year's. It's like a sequins brown dress, which was absolutely gorgeous, and I can't wait to wear it and bring it back down from the loft where I put it into storage for winter. But that's another thing that I would say, if you're looking for like occasional dresses or like basically something a little bit more special, then you are more likely to find that in the charity shop, because chances are a lot of the time people didn't even end up wearing it more than once or twice because it's for a special occasion. So it's good quality and basically it's gorgeous and looking well, so you just need to find the right size. And if you're good at sewing, then it's an even better reason to go and basically thrift for something, because if you're looking for like, you know, kids toys, let's say you're going to buy like an XL jumper and make that into a kids jumper, then it's super easy. You're just looking for, you know, the pattern, the quality, and hats off to you, because it does take time, but you can definitely make something look beautiful and handmade. Last but not least, I wanted to mention homewares. Homewares is a really good one, and basically you can get some seasonal pieces, you can get some timeless pieces, you know, from crockery, bowls. I'm really sad that I cracked one of my bowls that I got from the charity shop. Like, I know it was a couple of pounds, but I just love the bowl so much. It's just a beige grey one, which was like so, you know, practical. I'm sad that I chipped it, and I still have it, but I think I do need to get rid of it. So I am going to be looking for that in the charity shops as well. I do basically highly recommend you going and looking for something homewares, especially when it comes to gifting, because you can find some really beautiful pieces. So for example, I have a bowl with like a bird on the bowl, so it's super beautiful and autumnal, you know, for the season, and I can use it as a fruit bowl. And that was thrifted, you know, it was someone's previous to that, pre-loved. So I love the fact that I could give it another lease of life and use that as well, especially when it comes to this season. Let's finish up before I go to the shops with saying the fact that, like, where you go, what charity shops you go to, and the location that it's at really does determine on what quality of items you're going to find. So for example, I absolutely love that we've got 5 charity shops on my high street. So I live in Upminster and I've got plenty of charity shops there. We have a town next door as well, which is Hornchurch, which also has plenty of charity shops there. So I would say that actually Hornchurch seems a bit more pricey than it is in Upminster. So the other thing that I've noticed is it depends on the charity shop as well. So for example, when I go into Cancer Research UK, the prices tend to be higher for some reason compared to the 2 charity shops next to it on the same street, which are a lot more affordable. I'm quite lucky that the area that I'm in is also affluent, so it does mean that anybody who is giving away things are actually, on the whole, good quality as well. So very much basically just research the area that you're going to, and I'd highly recommend just checking out all the charity shops and working out which one is for you, because each one also has their own different styles. And with all that information that I've just given to you, I think it's time to go shopping, and then I'll come back and meet you back here for the haul and see what I've actually bought. home and it was super autumnal out there, but I did make a few great purchases and I'm going to show you now. So firstly, I bought a bowl. So talking about a bowl that I broke, I wonder whether I could replace it with this one. It's got lots of roosters and a green rim as well, and it goes perfectly because our kitchen, even though it's white on the other side because it's open plan where the living room is, it is also green, so I thought this would go perfectly. I wonder if I could replace the other one, so I'll see the size of this one when I'm cooking, and then hopefully I have an alternative. So one in, one out policy, which has worked well so far. And I love the fact that it's like, you know, countryside-ish, it's the rooster, and it's a great pattern and beautiful colours. So I'm super happy with this one. It was only £5 as well. Win-win. I was also super lucky with my kids' clothes. So I've got a 5-year-old boy, and I managed to find him some super fun clothes. So basically I've got Marvel here. I might leave this one. So what is it? Is it 5'6"? So I think because it says 5'6", I wonder whether I can give it to him for Christmas and then he can wear it in January, February time. I've got this jumper, which I thought will be for now just a good one, because I noticed one of his other jumpers he had outgrown out of. It was a little bit short on the sleeves, also 5'6" as in age, and it was £2. How much was this one? Also £2. So the fact that they're £2 each, super, you know, affordable. Love charity shops for kids clothes. This one's £3.50 and it's TU2, and basically I love the fact that it was like a little bit festive, but not. It's the fact that it's the Defender with, I want to say a Christmas tree, but it's just a tree. But the fact that it's got a tree on the back and it's a Defender makes me feel of like December time. But I think he can, oh, I don't know, it's a bit of a bigger age, so 6 to 7. Maybe this one might be a good Christmas one, and I'll give him the other two that he can wear in the run-up. Or the fact that I want him to wear the Christmassy one in December, so I still will give him this one. Yeah, so I think this one and this one he can wear now, so that he can wear it November, December time, and then I've decided I will give him this fun one for Christmas. So that's the thing, kids don't understand around, you know, tags and newness, and the fact that it's good quality, it's got no stains. He's gonna wear it and enjoy it. You know, it does not matter if somebody had worn it before. And I'm hoping that I'm a good role model as well, because I wear charity shop stuff. This jumper, for example, is a charity shop find as well. It's super soft, and my son actually asked me to wear this every day because it's super soft, and he loves hugging me and cuddling me with it. So there you go. So those were my finds at the beginning. I hope that you enjoyed all of my tips and tricks for buying Christmas presents in the charity shops and thrifting them basically, and I hope that you enjoyed the thrift with me as well. I only went to a couple of shops this time due to time constraints. I hope that you enjoyed it. Make sure to subscribe to see more of this type of content, and I'll catch you guys soon. Bye.